I tell you, I got in the RV business when I graduated high school 5 years ago. It's been great. Just wanted to wish all you young whippersnappers happy and safe Halloween from Parkway RV Center and RVs with Big Bo. Thanks for watching. Trick or treat.
Good afternoon, folks, and happy Halloween. Big Bo with RVs of Big Bo at Parkway RV Center. And guys, got a nice little Class C today that we're going to review. It's a price range a lot of people are looking for, and it's under 50 grand. This is a 2012 Thor Freedom Elite. This is a model 26E, so it's what I call a medium-sized Class C. Not too big, not too small. 28 feet 3 inches long total length. That's bumper to bumper, its longest point. Got some nice amenities. Got everything running on it. Very, very clean. Now it does have a little bit of miles on it. Still way under book, and I'll show you NADA here in a minute. Does have 84,000 miles, but guys, this thing we're going to drive it later in the video does not run and drive like it's got that many miles on it. Doesn't look like it's got that many miles on it. In fact, generator's got less than 300 hours on it. But it does have 84,000 miles. But I mean, there's no check engine lights. There is no warning lights. Dash air's ice cold. Got the 4D 450 chassis, V10 motor, 305 horsepower, 420 pound-feet of torque. It does have the ride air suspension by Firestone. I put that on my motorhome. I've got an E350 chassis on mine. Mine's got more miles than this one on it, believe it or not. And I would hesitate to drive it anywhere. So I'm gonna tell you, this thing's been well taken care of. I mean, of course, having it inspected by whoever you want to have it inspected by. I'm not saying don't do that, but I wouldn't let those mileage scare you when you see how well this thing's been taken care of. Tires look good. Ride air suspension, which is an upgrade I recommend on any Ford or even a Chevrolet C-Class. Amazing the difference that makes. And outside looks good, guys. I know it's a little cloudy today. I apologize about that. It's been raining off and on all day. Does have full pass-through mega storage in the back. I've got to get the keys to it, guys. If somebody's changed the locks out to keep a regular 751 key from fitting it. I don't have the keys are locked up inside. All we keep in these things is just the basic keys in the RVs, and we keep all the extra keys locked up that we give the new buyer, keeps them from disappearing. So it's got some kind of, it's got those newer style Coca-Cola style keys that somebody's added to it. I guess keeps somebody from breaking in the storage bays. So, but I'm gonna assume they look as good as the rest of the RV. Does have a trailer hitch on the back. It is rated according to the book for only 3,500 pounds, which surprised me. I would have thought 5,000 pounds, but 3,500 pounds, still plenty enough to tow a Jeep or something like that. So, small car, little pickup truck, you know, towed, no problem there. It does have a slide out topper on your one slide out. Got a good floor plan inside. You know, it's big enough that you got an actual private bedroom in the back without having to get into like the 29, 30 foot plus size category. Great size for older parks and state parks. Like I said, it's an E450 chassis, wide wheelbase, so it's very stable on the interstate when big trucks pass you and all that stuff. No front window on the Cabover, that's a good sign. Does have the TPO roof system. And I'll go ahead and pop a drone up real quick, show you what the roof looks like. Hang tight. So you can see, I mean, the roof looks excellent. Got the ducted roof air, which I've got on right now. Actually, it's nice and cool inside. Like I said, the dash air works. Got the good looking forward front end. Good looking motorhome. Great price on that. Even with the miles, guys, NADA is mid 50s with no added options. Before we go inside, let me pop up NADA on the screen real quick, so you know I'm not just feeding you a line of baloney there. Hang on one second. So you can see, guys, I got it priced right even with the miles. And let's look inside. In fact, that air is almost too cold, but it's pretty warm today. It's in the 70s today. It's pretty warm for Halloween. And we do have a TV up top. Does have, of course, I'm sure somebody paid no telling what for it, but it does have a power. I always get a kick out of that because they could have put a manual TV swivel mount right here and saved a bunch of money. That probably cost the original owner $1,000 when they bought it new, but hey, it's there. This does make a full-size bed, a little bigger than a full, a little smaller than a queen, but you can sleep 2 adults up here very comfortably. There's your ladder in the back. Front area, the radio sounds great. Like I said, no check engine lights, no warning lights. 84,000. 84,844. Dash air is cold. Everything looks good. Does have a backup camera system that's aftermarket that works great. Does have a newer touchscreen radio that also sounds great. Power windows, power locks. Look at these seats, guys. I mean, by how clean they kept the seats, you can tell they took good care of this motorhome. Got the wood grain dash kit. Well, let's just say that is 100% genuine faux wood grain, made of the finest ABS plastic that man can make. But hey, it looks good, don't it? Got built-in USB chargers, plenty of 12-volt chargers. Nothing's broken, cracked, anything like that. Windshield looks good. So we're good on all that. Look back here, guys. Of course, that TV is not going to work with the motor running. In fact, just a little safety precaution built in. I haven't even tried the TV yet. I forgot all about that, guys, and I apologize. And it may usually, guys, I check these TVs, make sure they're plugged in and all that good stuff. And I find a lot of hurdles sometimes. The batteries are dead and the remotes, and hey, it's coming on at least. That's a good sign. Of course, I haven't run channel scan or anything like that, so I'm gonna say by this point I'm gonna assume it works. So I just haven't run channel scan and raised the antenna up and all that stuff. So I did notice with the when I flew the drone over, it does have an omnidirectional TV antenna, so we should be good on that. But anyway, so you shouldn't have to worry about having to crank up and raise a TV antenna and all that good stuff. Do have a sofa, and I can't tell, but this is some kind of different style sofa than I think would have came on it, and I'm gonna assume it's fixed. So yeah, we're gonna call this a fixed sofa. So it's probably just gonna sleep one person. Here's the table that sits up in front of it. So I guess the previous owners did this because it did not have a fixed table, and this way you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get a sofa and you get a table. You do miss the little sofa bed, but you can still sleep one person on the sofa, so should be good there. And the sofa does look pretty good, and it is comfortable. Got to put your throw pillows down there. Refrigerator is a 6 cubic foot Norcold RV refrigerator freezer, and it runs on propane or 110 AC, which is what we're running it on right now since we've got the generator running, so might as well take advantage of the power. And obviously the TV works, guys. While I was talking, I ran a channel scan on it. We've already found 36 channels, 41 channels just off the antenna, so yeah, it works. Countertops look good, nothing swollen, no burn marks, anything like that. It does have a 3-burner stovetop. Looks like somebody's added a power strip to plug in your coffee maker and stuff like that. So, nice little touch. Microwave. You know, nothing real fancy. This is not what you would call the deluxe model, but, you know, besides having a slide out, it doesn't really have many other, what I would call, real complicated features. So, you know, this would be ideal for a first-time RVer. You know, something simple, easy to use. It's got a manual awning. I didn't put it out because I didn't have a awning rod on me, and I was kind of in a hurry because we got another system of storms coming in. I wanted to get this one filmed and driven before the storms hit. A little magnetic strip right there for your cooking utensils. Does have a 13,500 BTU roof air. Generator is 251.8 hours. It cranks right up. You do have the optional tank heater, so that's going to be great this winter to extend your camping season, making it a 4-season camper. And it does have a furnace, of course, ducted propane furnace. And it does have the gas and electric 6-gallon water heater. So you got all the right equipment as far as dependability. And don't get me wrong, guys, I know a lot of the newer stuff in the RVs are great. The technology, the Wi-Fi extenders, and, you know, the cell phone extenders and 5G extenders and all that good stuff. But that's just more stuff you got to worry about going wrong. The touchscreen control panels and all that stuff. I mean, it looks great when it works, and it works great. And it's a lot of fun when it works. But when it doesn't work, it gets very expensive. And to me, guys, I don't know about y'all, but the less stuff an RV has, the less stuff you got to worry about going wrong. Because I like simple, and this is right up my alley. Glassed-in shower. Notice the privacy curtains. You can separate the bathroom area from the bedroom area. Doesn't have a queen walk-around bed, but you still have a double bed. Or I mean, it's a queen bed. It's just you can only walk around 2 sides of it, but you do get some nice storage areas above the bed. I just didn't turn that light on. I did notice that somebody has replaced all the bulbs in here with LED bulbs, so A, you're going to use less wattage if you're boondock camping. B, you're going to be replacing light bulbs a lot less. And C, those don't throw out heat like the older style bulbs do. RV toilet, sink. I guess that's that's a medicine cabinet, plus a little extra storage up here. Little crank out vent fan. Bathroom rules: wash, brush, floss. Wash, brush, floss, and flush. Say that 4 times real quick. Well, TV works. I'm picking up channels. Got a little swivel chair right here, so nice, comfortable place. That's usually the spot I like to sit during the day if I'm not outside. Cut this TV down. Nice little motorhome, guys. Bought this from a good buddy of mine. He's a sales manager at a RV dealership. They took this in on trade on a new one, and he told me, he looked at it himself. He told me it was really nice, and I trust his judgment a lot. I've known the man for years, and he wasn't kidding. Because I really didn't need another C-Class, but he talked me into it, and I bought it. I'm glad I did. This is a nice little motorhome for the price. Under book, and I know it's got 84,000 miles, but I mean, it's still got, I mean, these are normally good for 200 plus if you take care of them. So I really don't think most of y'all are ever going to wear this thing out. And it's only got 200 hours, 250 hours on the generator. And it's still under book. I mean, if this thing had, you know, 30, 40,000 miles, it'd be another 15 grand. So it's a nice little motorhome, guys. I like it. Now, I like the fact that, you know, besides the sofa, it's pretty much, that sofa may be original. I'll just have to look at the floor plan closely, because see how they got everything moved right there, your propane detector and your plug-ins right there. So if they did this, they did it right. This was done professionally. This wasn't just a homemade job, or if somebody did, that I'd like to offer them a job here, because they did a really good job moving all that stuff over. And Does have the skylight in here, so if you're boondock camping, even on a cloudy day, you're gonna let in some natural light in here to lighten it up. And this is all in a 28-foot camper, which is relatively, you know, medium size for a Class C. You know, you get under 25 foot, I consider that a small Class C, and you get over about 29 foot, that's a larger Class C. A 30 foot, that's a larger Class C. So I consider anything 25 to 30 is medium, over 30 is large, and of course under 25 small. In the Class C, that's how I kind of rate them. And trust me guys, this is very easy to drive. If you've never driven a Class C motorhome or a motorhome at all, this is a great size to start out with, because this is not that hard at all to drive. A lot easier. This is a lot easier to drive than, say, a medium-sized U-Haul. A lot easier and a lot smoother. I've got this unit for $47,900. I do like a little countertop extender. That's nice too. $47,900. And please listen closely, guys. You know, no RV dealer, no for sale by owner can obviously guarantee everything to work on an 11-year-old motorhome. There's no way, no how at any price. I mean, they can say it, but they're not going to guarantee every little nook and cranny, every little. I mean, there's no way they can. But what we do, and this is how we keep our prices down, because we're still operating with a lot less manpower than we did before the pandemic started, is we lowered our prices accordingly. We do what we call major systems inspection, and we concentrate on checking the major systems and the stuff that can ruin your trip if it doesn't work. And we leave the minor stuff, the Mickey Mouse stuff, to the next owner. You know, because guys, let's be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. Any RV you buy, you'll have to work on. It doesn't matter if you buy brand new, if you buy used, if you spend $47,900, if you spend $27,900, if you spend $4 million in anything and everything in between, new or used, it doesn't matter the brand, the type, you're going to work on it, period. Buying new is not, a lot of times you spend more time waiting on new ones to get factory defects fixed under warranty than it's worth. And right now, guys, the latest thing with new RVs is new RV manufacturers, and you can look it up on YouTube because there's countless examples of this, they're playing past the buck or hot potato. In other words, you've got a major issue with your new RV that you just bought, paid, like an RV like this, probably 120 grand now, plus fees and upsells that we don't charge. All right, you buy a brand new RV, it's got a major system failure. Let's just say you've got frame damage in your slide out from the factory because something wasn't welded right or put together right. All right, here's what's going to happen. You're going to take it in, and the manufacturer's going to say, nope, not our problem. That was Lippard's problem. Lippard, so you need to file a claim with them. So the dealer that you bought it from files a claim with Lippard. Lippard's going to say, nope, that's Thor's problem where they put the motorhome together. Get with them. They're going to go, then eventually they're going to go back and forth till eventually one of them's going to say, nope, you must have hit a pothole or ran off the road, did something that warped your frame, made the slide out do that. Call your insurance. Then your insurance is going to say, well, if you did that, why didn't you file a police report? We got no proof of it. And that's what and I don't know this for a fact, but I have been hearing this a lot online, guys. I've been seeing YouTube videos about this, because I try to stay up on all this stuff. And so I haven't heard it personally yet from customers, but might want to do some research on that, because I've been hearing this a lot online from different consumers who bought new RVs. And they're playing pass the buck, throw the hot potato around, while the consumer who spent all this money on this new RV is sitting in a service yard for months and months and months and months and months trying to figure out who's going to foot the bill, which at the end of the day ultimately boils down to the consumer, or they're taking it to somebody else and letting an independent garage fix it for a fraction of the cost, and then paying out of pocket and trying to fight it out in court or whatever. It's crazy. So buying new is not always better. And while typically a new warranty is better than any aftermarket warranty you can buy, even new warranties are going to try to get out. Now, they'll pay a small claims easy all day long. Awning quits working, or TV quits working, something like that, or furnace quits working, or air, or whatever, fridge, whatever. They'll pay that all day long to fix those problems. When it comes to something major, they'll try to squirm their way out of it, just like aftermarket warranties will. So aftermarket warranties will try to squirm their way out of a lot less than factory warranties will. And I know that from experience, from multiple customers that have come here and told me that. So, and I've seen that personally with the new brand that we used to carry, that would send me campers that were broken from the factory, that came in the day before, and we sent the pictures and video of the problem before we even sold the camper, and they wouldn't reimburse us for the repairs where it left the factory like that. So we just wind up just paying for it out of pocket, because a couple $100 it wasn't worth arguing over, but still, just the principle of it. That's one reason why I don't carry them anymore, because of that. So I mean, when you turn on a faucet and it's spraying 10 different directions, but they won't pay you to fix all that, well, something's not right. But anyway, you know, I know we don't carry new except one brand of new travel trailers, but thank the Lord that we check them out first before we put them out on the market to fix all that stuff before we put it out for sale. But anyway, that's a different story, different type of camper. This unit again is $47.9, includes our major systems inspection, and the major systems that we inspect and guarantee to work at the time of sale, of course, the slide out, the generator, make sure the generator runs, puts out, which it obviously is, guarantee the air conditioner to get cold, the roof air. Of course, we don't guarantee the dash airs to work, but this one obviously does. I can tell you that for a fact. We guarantee the running and driving of it to be good. Guarantee that it's going to stop like it's supposed to. Brakes are good. Transmission shift's good. Doesn't overheat. Things like that. This one doesn't have a step, but we guarantee steps if it had it. We guarantee the plumbing system. So we make sure that you don't have any plumbing leaks, like your sinks work, faucets work, which sinks, faucets, same thing. Toilet works, shower spigots. Make sure your water pump works, your water heater works. Make sure that hot water gets everywhere it's supposed to go with no leaks. Make sure it works on gas and electric. We check your refrigerator, freezer, make sure it gets to operating temp on gas and electric operation. Of course, we check the gas system for leaks, make sure that's good. I mean, we do that. We've always done that. I mean, we don't want you to die. I mean, from a gas leak. That wouldn't be good PR, would it? I don't usually say that in my video that we check the gas system, because that's kind of a gimme, but I think people didn't understand that. So we do check the gas system, make sure it's not leaking. So, but that's standard anyway. So that's what we check and guarantee to work for the price you pay. Anything else, guys, is on you to check yourself. See, and this is what I recommend any interested party looking at this RV or any other one out here for sale, what you need to do. And this is really common sense for anybody wanting to buy any used vehicle, whether it's an RV, a car, a truck, or a motorcycle, boat, or whatever. You need to come look at it first. And I know that's inconvenient for a lot of people that live on the other side of the country, but plane ticket's a few $100s. You need to come look at it in person. You need to step in it. You need to sit on the couch, put the table up, sit behind the table. Does it feel comfortable for you? Is it going to be comfortable for you and your family? Walk around. Is there plenty of room? Lay on the bed. Is this bed comfortable? Which you can change mattresses. That's no problem, but we can get you a price on a new mattress if you need one. But you need to make sure there's plenty of room. You're going to be comfortable. Picture this thing with your stuff in it, with everybody that's going with you in it. Is there going to be enough space for everything that you need? I mean, don't get me wrong, pictures help, videos help, but you really don't get a size comparison until you actually step in it yourself. Then come test drive it, make sure it drives all right for your taste. Yes, I'm gonna drive it on video, and that helps, but nothing beats driving it yourself. And then, and of course, while you're here, inspect the RV, check everything for yourself. You know the systems that we inspect and guarantee to work. So, I mean, you can check those if you want to, but if we find a problem with those systems, we're going to repair it at no additional cost for you for $47.9 plus applicable sales tax. And you can check anything and everything else you want, so you can see what works and what doesn't. And the way it works is, guys, we only fix those systems that we cover. Everything else is sold as is, where it is. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And it's going to be sold that way. If a system works, it does. If it doesn't, it's going to be sold with that system not working. Because we can figure, hey, if a light doesn't work, let's say that light didn't work, or that TV didn't work, that's something you can fix yourself. I mean, that size TV is what, $200 at a various online retailers, or go to Best Buy or Wally World, put that up yourself in 30 minutes. I mean, no big deal. Or a light bulb, LED light bulbs, what, $6, $7? You can pick them up at auto parts stores. You can pick them up at RV dealerships. You can pick them up at, a lot of times you can find them at home improvement stores, even discount stores. I mean, they're no big deal to replace a bulb. Or even one of those little lights aren't but $20. I mean, if you had to replace one of those, 4 screws, 2 wires, that's it. I mean, it's not rocket science, guys. And that's what I'm saying. We leave the Mickey Mouse stuff to you. We handle the major stuff if something's wrong with it. And I think that's fair. I think that's the way our customers like it, because A, it saves them a few $1,000s off what we normally would have priced it. They get their RVs a whole lot quicker, because you remember when we were doing the full checkouts, we were 2 to 3 months behind when it got to the point, because it was burning my techs out so much they were leaving like crazy. Then COVID hit and we couldn't get parts, and it was putting us even further behind, to the point that I was down to 1 tech. And that's why we did this. And so we dropped our prices accordingly, and it's worked out great. We got rid of all the upsells, you know, like the extended warranties. We later found out they weren't paying anything. Customers were buying these warranties. Of course, we weren't marking them up, but just a couple $100, but over cost, where everybody else quadruples the dealer cost, so the dealers do. And we found out they were only paying 1 out of 3 claims. We said, nope, we're not doing that to our customers. I know we were only making a couple $100 on a pop on those things, but, and we told the customers we made a couple $100, and we showed them, if they asked, we showed them the actual invoice, what we paid for it, what we sold it for. But when we found out it wasn't a good deal for our customers, we dropped them. And they were the highest rated warranty company in the business, and still are to this day. And there's countless videos online on YouTube where people's warranty claims were denied that shouldn't have been. That's why we don't stop. That's why we don't care. That's why we recommend you never buy any upsells, including an extended warranty, guys, because you can fix the problems with your RV a lot cheaper than what you're going to spend for that warranty policy. Generally, you can. Now, I'm not saying not every time, but at the end of the warranty period, if you paid for your cash for all your service work, chances are you're going to have less invested in repairs than you would if you bought that warranty, especially if you financed it, because you have to add in the interest rate, the interest charge too, if you finance a warranty with your RV. Yeah, you might only spend $3,000, but by the time you figure in the interest rate, that $3,000 is going to cost you. It's going to be a few $100s more. And you could have fixed everything in that warranty period of time for yourself for $1,500 or less. So I know it's just a gamble, but trust me, guys, these warranty companies wouldn't be in business if they didn't collect more than what they spent out in claims. And keep in mind, they don't charge the dealers nearly what the dealers charge you for those warranty policies. Most of the time, dealers mark those things up 4 times dealer cost. Same way with gap insurance, guys. First of all, if you bought the thing under book, you don't need gap insurance. Second of all, if a dealership requires you to get gap insurance, you're overpaying for the RV, or they've added all these fees and all these upsells and all that crap. that's drove the amount of the price of the RV up so much, and the amount financed up so much, it's over the value of the RV, that yeah, you need it then anyway. But if you ever need gap insurance, check with your auto insurance company. Don't ever get insurance through the dealership, guys. Call your auto insurance company. Geico, Progressive, I think one of them quit doing RV insurance. I can't remember which one. I personally have been a State Farm insurance customer for 25 years. My RVs have always been with State Farm. My home, and cars, everything else. So my insurance is like ridiculously cheap through State Farm. Like, so cheap it's not even worth. Like, of course I pay it once a year, but if I broke it down per month, I think I figured it up as my little motor home was like $25 a month if I broke it down for a month, and I keep full coverage on it, even though it's not financed, but I keep full coverage on it. So, but now keep in mind, I haven't had a ticket since I was 19 years old, and I haven't been involved in that, and I've never had an accident that was my fault. I've only been involved in one accident, and I've never faulted at one, so that goes a long way as well. So plus I got 5 cars in the driveway. So all that goes into play to cheap insurance cost. So that may not be what you get, and you got to figure in my area of the country too. So, but anyway, so RV insurance is not that expensive anyway, so just check with your auto insurance, especially if you've got car, home, and all that stuff with it. A lot of times the RV insurance is very, very affordable. Dealerships, if they offer insurance, they got it marked up. So just like everything else, they offer you anything. It's because they got a lot of profit involved in it, and you're going to overpay for it. If they're making money, you're overpaying for it, hands down, on these services. If they offer gap insurance, they offer these vacation packages, they offer tire and wheel protection, roadside assistance. You can find that stuff away from the dealership somewhere else for a fraction of the cost. And most of the time, most of those services they offer you are not worth the flip. I found that out the hard way too. That roadside assistance left me stranded on the side of the road for several hours. A little trick I use. Of course, it's been a while since I've had a blowout or broke down where I've had to call roadside assistance. Instead of calling a roadside assistance service, I always, when I'm traveling, I got a little, I know it's old-fashioned, but of course, I have my smartphone. I carry a pen and a notebook, one of those little bitty pocket notebooks. If I ever have a blowout or I need somebody to come out and put a belt on or bring me something or whatever, instead of calling the roadside assistance and waiting for them to find somebody that will accept their cutthroat rate, and that will come out and work on an RV, I'll tell you something, guys, I just start calling around to local tire stores, local garages, and I always tell them, hey, I'm so-and-so, I got an RV out here. Look, I don't need a receipt. I'll pay cash money for somebody to come out here and help me out. I've had employees of these places clock out for lunch that company doesn't work on RVs, but they'll come out there and help me and stop by the auto parts store and help me, and I'll give them the money, and they'll keep the money and then clock back in, and that was their lunch break, and they picked up a couple $100. And I've been back on the road in less than an hour after I called them. Now, roadside assistance could never match that. That's a little trick I do on the road. Trust me, guys. That's why I don't travel with a lot of cash, but I always keep when I'm in my RV, I always keep, a few $100 on me at least, $300 or $400, just for that situation. And that has saved my behind when I was transporting RVs more times than you can count. Because you never know when you pick these things up what's going to happen, especially when we pick them up for sale by owners or when they were trade-ins or something like that. So, and I had that roadside assistance, and let's just say I had it 1 year, and I didn't renew. Let's just say that. Waste of money. after they left me stranded for about 12 hours. I've never, ever since then, every time I've had a issue, I've never waited that long. Nowhere even close to that long for help. And I traveled all over the country when I was transporting these things. But anyway, guys, 47.9 while it lasts. If you're interested, give us a call, 706-965-7929. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause the video for a minute. I'm gonna bring the slide out in, show you what it looks like with the slide out in, then I'm gonna get Shane to take a ride with us, and we'll take a test drive, show you what it looks like from the road. And I'll be right back in just a second. Hang tight. All right, guys, really easy process to bring the slide out in. I mean, super easy. One slide is all I had, and that's what I love about this style Class C with the one slide. All you got to do is go outside, of course. Now, I always make sure all the bays are locked or closed, latched and locked, which this one already was. Make sure my awning's put up, and make sure everything's clear on the inside and outside. Of course, this has got awning toppers, so you don't have to worry about this next step, but I always make sure that there's no debris on top of the slide out if there's no slide topper. And if there is, take a leaf blower, battery powered leaf blower, or a broom and knock that off before you bring it in so you don't damage anything. Then I come inside, and of course, I don't know about y'all, but I can't tell much difference at all with the slide out in or out. I mean, it's a little bit more walkway, but I mean, you lose access to absolutely nothing when the slide out is in. Absolutely nothing. I mean, you don't block any storage, you don't block anything. You can put your seat, you can still lean the driver's seat back with the slide outs in. Barely, but you can lean it back. So that's pretty cool. That's a good design for them. But you just bring it, you go over here to this right here, slide out, extend, retract, bring it all the way in or all the way out like any slide out. There's no in between. And that's it. Hang on a second here. I don't have a spatula or nothing, but I got a pocket knife. Magnet works. Sorry, I had to try that. But what I'm getting at, guys, is you can see you've got access to every single thing in here: bathroom, bedroom. So that's actually pretty cool for those of you that don't like slide outs because you don't want to move everything. You might like this one because you don't really have to move much to bring it in or out. You just lose a little bit of floor space. And guys, what I was getting at, I forgot to mention earlier about the coming out and inspect it for yourself. If you don't inspect it for yourself, please, guys, take advantage and hire a third-party RV inspection service. I'm the only dealer on YouTube that would probably ever recommend this right here, but because it shoots a lot of dealers. A lot of dealers don't even allow them. Of course, if a dealer or for sale by owner or a dealer told me I couldn't have an RV inspector to look at the unit I'm wanting to see or interested in, I'd tell them to jump off a bridge and I'll go somewhere else and buy a different one. There's too many of these things for sale and too many other places to buy them from out there. But I highly recommend any used or even brand new RV, you have it professionally inspected by a third-party RV inspection service. And I'm not going to recommend a particular one, even though there's a company that I'm very fond of that I think does the best job out of any of them, because I guess that could be seen as a conflict of interest. But it's a few $100s, and it's well worth it. And something I would definitely recommend you do with this one and any other one you're looking at. I just noticed this too. It's got some LED lights that go on out here. Somebody's added, but you got to plug in the USB somewhere. That's pretty cool. But anyway, and I just noticed that too. There's my awning rod. Amazing what you notice when you start looking with two eyes. Anyway, guys, I'm going to pause the video for a minute, get Shane loaded up. We're going to take it for a test drive, and I'll see you in just a second from the driver's seat, so hang tight. All right, everybody, now we're going to test drive this 2012 Freedom Elite. Got my good buddy Shane going to be our cameraman. So as always, if you got any interest in this RV, give him a call or a text. What's your number, Shane?
It's 423-347-8478.
He'll be glad to help you out. And Let's take this thing down the road, which I have no doubt in my mind this thing will have all the power you could ever want with a V10 in this little guy. Well, I still consider it a little RV. Let's see here. Just pull on out in front of us there. I didn't see you. Yeah. Wow, I think that's the first time on video we was able to pull straight out and go through that red light.
That's what I was thinking now.
Sounds good. Take her up the interstate as always. Might even get back for the rain hits. Shift's good. Yep. Well, everybody's pulling out in front of us today. We'll get on a little bit here if we can. Right, let's see here. 50. 65, no problem. Right behind a truck. We'll go ahead and get behind them. Get the cruise controls good. Even in the wind zone, I mean, that's one good thing about a 450 chassis. I mean, you can feel it a little bit, but we're not fighting it. I mean, no problem there. That cruise off. Visibility. Everything feels pretty smooth, guys. I mean, I don't see anything that's cause of concern. I mean, got some road gators, got a Dodge here. That's exactly why I always like to have a cameraman with me, so I keep my focus on the road. Check the brakes here when we get off the exit. See how they feel. Yeah. Nice shoot, guys. Even with 84,000 miles, I think this is a good motorhome. Don't take my word for it, though. Come check it out for yourself. And come check it out, test drive it. Give Shane a call or a text. Make sure somebody hadn't already beat you to it. Shane, what's your number?
It's 423-347-8478.
Again, guys, have a happy, safe Halloween, and thanks for riding along with us. Smash us a thumbs up. Feel free to bring us some candy. And hey, we'll handle that leftover Halloween candy now.
That's right.
And come out and visit with us, and look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.